Hello! Welcome to another demo showcase. Today I'm playing Fallen Aces, which is a game that really took me by surprise, and if you've seen any promotional materials in it, you might be surprised to see it on this channel as well, as most of those focus on showcasing the game as an action brawler. Indeed, it has a really robust hand-to-hand combat system, and it's very fun, but the game also features stealth mechanics, and they aren't thrown in as an afterthought. In fact, I would say I've had as much fun sneaking around in this demo as I've had punching everyone in the face. So now Fallen Aces is a game I'm very much looking forward to. As always, when it comes out, I'm gonna do my best to play through it Ghost style, and I'm gonna put a list of rules that I'll try to adhere to in the description, which are pretty much the same rules I've drafted for Gloomwood. But for now, let's just begin, and we're gonna play on the highest difficulty, called Sleep with the Fishes.
Nothing hits you in the gut quite as hard as Nightwave's info drops. I'll probably burn through an entire pack of smokes once the night's up. Burn really being the optimal word. An agent working with Nightwave, Delia Price, was sent to dig up dirt on local arsonist Frank Matches Malone. The Moth and Flame, Malone's Dive, a den for thugs and crooks, flashing its neon teeth to the seedy streets around it, like a welcoming grin to all the saps who come and piss away their hard-earned dough. Delia was undercover, moonlighting as a singer. She had grace, all right. Used it to get the insider scoop on Malone's fire tricks, but not enough grace to keep Malone from catching wise and putting the little birdie in a cage. Won't be long before he makes her sing, either. Not unless I can set that birdie free. Who knows? Maybe some justice can actually come from Delia's little black book. Like a phoenix rising from the ashes of Frankie Boy's flamin' mess. If I survive this night, I'm gonna dance a damn jig.
Right off the bat, I gotta say, I love the way this game looks. The hand-drawn art style it has, I think is fantastic. Now, before I even went into the game, I knew that it has no mantling, and this was my biggest worry, because if you have been following my channel, you know, I love my freedom of movement in games, but this worry disappeared pretty much right away when I learned that this game's jump is ridiculous.
Welcome to Switchblade City, Mike. It's a pretty mean neighborhood with different gangs all vying for control. Not quite the gold tower you're used to, huh?
So yeah, this jump makes mantling pretty much unnecessary. It's also great that when crouched, your movement speed is exactly the same as when walking.
What's he got that I don't? Money, looks, brains? I mean, I don't got like 3 of them things, but still.
So here's our first enemy, and here I can show you how the stealth in the game works. So you can see in the bottom left, it says that we are hidden. And our visibility can only be in 3 states. We can be fully visible, we can be hidden, and we can be partially hidden. So this is not as sophisticated as in Thief or Gloomwood. There is no gradual visibility change, but I haven't found this to be an issue at all. And one benefit the system actually has, that it's very easy to tell where we can and cannot hide. So that's good.
I don't know why the boss got me watching this stupid rooftop. I should be out there busting heads. I wish some poor sap would try and hit me. Just try it. Hell, I could even turn my back on him. That'd be the last mistake he'd ever make. I'd spin around last second and kick his ass. Yeah, that would be real swell. Oh well.
As tempting as it is, we're not gonna do that.
Right clock's ticking, Mike, so listen up. The club where Delia is being held is close by. Cut through the alleyway, then head on in. Lots of cover in the night. Should help keep you out of sight. And no, I didn't mean for that to rhyme.
What does she know? It happens to a lot of guys.
Local rebel, huh? Go on. Give him a warm welcome.
So here we have an enemy seemingly set up for a confrontation. And this is a good showcase of how forgiving AI in this game actually is, because we can simply sneak by this guy. And that's good. I've always said that AI in stealth games has to be just smart and sensitive enough for it to be fun, but not more than that. And I am glad I can bypass this guy without having to fight him. But I will say it sometimes feels like I'm getting away with things in this game I shouldn't be able to. But I would also be wary of overcorrecting it, because that might make the game feel unfair.
Sure look pretty, don't it? But let's not dally around too long. We got the other ones to take care of too. And keep an eye out for any nosy mugs out for a walk, see? Last thing we need is somebody walking in on us.
Now you got a mean right hook, Mike, but always keep your surroundings in mind. Bottles, pipes, whatever you see lying around. It might just make your job a hell of a lot easier.
Remind me again why you ain't here with me to meet these fine folks?
Fuck that guy.
Let me put it this way.
Before
If I try saving Delia, she'd probably stand captive out of spite. You're the only guy for the job, Mike.
This place brings back memories. I took my first dame here in my younger days. It was a smooching spot, you know. So we got to necking, see? And all of a sudden, splat. I feel something wet splash me in the face. Bitchin' had just took a shit, splattered all over her mug, smack dab on her forehead. She screamed and ran off. Never saw her again after that. Good time.
So that window we can break without anyone alerting. And here we have a locked door. This one we can bash open by kicking it 3 times, but that will alert the guy out here. And now is a good time to talk about this game's save system. As of now, in this demo, there is no way to save your game at all. And if you die, you'll just respawn, while all the progress you made will be kept. So this to me feels very much like a placeholder system, and I doubt the game will function this way. At the very least, I hope that it won't. And I very, very much hope to see a save system in the full game. Of course, I would love to be able to quick save, but if that makes the game too easy, although I would argue that being able to infinitely respawn already does that, maybe you could be given an limited number of saves. For example, for this demo, I would say being able to save up to 3 times would be a good balance. I would also introduce checkpoints when entering new areas. For example, we're gonna hit a loading screen when we enter the nightclub, and that feels like a good place for a save. Why am I bringing this up now? Well, if I could quick save, I would do that, bash open this door, show you what's inside, and then reload, so that I don't have to alert anyone, but since I can't, I'm not gonna. Next we have to bypass that gate. The key to it is held by one of those guys, I don't remember which one, but there is no pickpocketing in this game, at least not yet. I think it will be added later, it does feel like a thing this game would have, but we don't need that key, because we can employ our powers of jumping.
Security up front's pretty tight, huh? Well, you can try fighting your way in if you're up for it. Just know there's always another way in. Your call.
So I haven't shown you the map yet, because it has been pretty linear so far, but we've made our way from our starting point all the way to the nightclub here. There are 3 ways to enter the nightclub. There is the front door, of course, which we're not gonna use, but there are also 2 ventilation shafts on either side, and we're actually gonna have to use both.
Good job. No case adjoint. Might be some clues lying around.
Right, so we enter the nightclub through the bathroom right here. And I'm gonna take a vent leading into the kitchen next. I'm gonna pick up a key from this closet, and then I'm gonna head back outside. Venturing into the cigar lounge and the ballroom and bar is very risky, as they are very heavily patrolled. So I'm actually gonna be skipping most of the nightclub's first floor on this run.
Finally. Been holding this in forever.
This monologue goes on for like 5
Alright,
minutes and I'm not
here
gonna
it
listen to
goes.
it. Here we have the upstairs key, which we're gonna need. And I also wanna listen to a conversation here.
So, what's the news with the canary?
Boss says we keep her locked up for now. Got her up in that secret room of his. Now, I don't like the idea of beating up on some poor broad, but you saw what happened. Crazy bitch had it coming.
Yeah, it all happened so fast. 1 second it's poker chips and bourbon. Next it's bullets and blood. She snapped Reggie's arm like a goddamn toothpick. Too bad about Marco and Spider, man.
Poor bastards. We ought to just kill the lousy bitch outright.
You think she'll try to escape again?
Nah, she ain't going nowhere. They got her drugged and locked up tight. Boss got plans for her. He figures she might got some friends coming to bust her out, so keep on your toes, huh?
This door we can unlock from inside the kitchen. We can read the kitchen notice here. Keep the kitchen locked until further notice. Somebody keeps stealing food from the place. That food is for paying customers only. I think I know who it is too. Marty, that big fat lummox. Well, I got a plan, if he sneaks food again. I put a bunch of laxatives in the food I purposely left out for him. Wanna steal food, eh? Have fun shitting out your guts, you lard ass, to time in low life. Don't worry, he won't see this, cause everybody knows that idiot can't read. Well, I guess that explains the guy on the toilet. Now, you may have also noticed that this game doesn't have Thieves and Gloomwood's sound propagation, as we could hear the conversations through the wall here, so walls and doors don't block sound. I'm fine with this, mostly because there isn't any information that we could be gaining through auditory means. Guards don't make footstep sounds, and they also don't give any idle chatter, so it's not like having proper sound propagation would be helpful. And I don't expect the game to go in that direction, although if it does, I would very much welcome it. But I do think it needs more options for being able to gauge where enemies are. First and foremost, I really miss being able to lean left and right. And I hope this will be added later, because that alone would be of tremendous help here. It would also be nice to be able to peek through keyholes, because if I were to open this door and there was someone on the other side, I would be busted right away, and there is nothing I can do about that.
I think I need to flush. It's starting to fill the bowl. I can feel it coming up against me. God, why don't they make these damn things big?
So now we can enter the nightclub from the other side. And this vent leads into the backstage area right here. So I'm gonna get a key from the dressing room. I'm gonna need it upstairs. But then I'm gonna actually head straight to the second floor. I'm not gonna go into the billiards room again, because it's very risky and there's nothing in there I actually need.
Face it, you got no friends because you're ugly, and you smell, and you're a dickhead.
An Ace's badge. Wonder what it's doing here.
Malone's office is somewhere on that floor. Be careful. He and his goons are packing .45 automatics.
Alright, here is where the difficulty really ramps up. So we just emerged right here, and the door to Malone's office is this. There is a guard on either side of it, and they never move, and there are also 3 patrollers in this hallway, 2 of whom never leave it. One guy sometimes comes out into this hallway and goes into the closet, that's the guy we just saw. And I'm gonna have to take a ghost bust here, because I haven't found a sneaky way to enter Malone's office. We have to use this door, there is no alternative way in, at least that I know of. If there is one, please let me know, it's gonna make me feel real stupid, but I'll appreciate it. But what this means is I'm gonna have to use a distraction here, and this will alert at least 4 people around here. Unfortunate, but it is what it is. Breaking open events does make a bit of noise, by the way, so I can't do it right now. And I really wish I could quick save it here, because this next move can be really dicey.
What the hell was that? Who's throwing shit?
You assholes are late. What the hell took you so long?
Sorry, boss. We had to redo everything, so it took a while.
Well, maybe if you torched the right buildings the first time, you could have saved yourself the trouble. You're lucky I'm a patient man, because old Glassjaw, he ain't. Got it?
Yes, Mr. Malone.
And now you two dolts get out of my sight. And keep your eyes peeled. I got a feeling the skirt got some backup coming for her.
So you can see when the guard's suspicion meter builds up, you can reset it by leaving his field of view. Now we just need to get past Malone. It should be easy enough. This opens his interrogation room. And there is Delia. But we can't interact with her, because there are still enemies nearby. Now, when the game directly tells you to get rid of someone, that's okay, and I'm not gonna count what I do next as a bust. Funnily enough, now I can interact with her when that guy is over by the table there. I'm not sure how this makes any sense given the cutscene that follows, and I think you should be forced to get rid of them both. So I'm gonna knock this guy out as well. It also occurred to me that it might be possible to just distract them instead of knocking them out, but once again, if I were to do that, I would want to make them leave the room instead of just lowering them to the table over there, even if that would allow me to interact with Delia. And to make them leave, I would need to alert even more people, and I don't want to do that. Anyway.
Shit. Miss Price?
Took you long enough, new guy. Nightwave sent you? Ugh, lazy prick. Making you and me do all his dirty work. I know you can hear me through that comm, Night Dick.
Delia, I'm sorry, but...
Oh, just save it. It's not as bad as it looks. Been through worse. But whatever they injected me with is burning a hole through my brain. Don't happen to have any smokes on you, would you, hun?
Yeah. Here.
Oh, shit. You should have seen the look on their faces when they blew my cover. I don't think they expected me to plug the 3 of them and break the other bastard's arm.
Bad news, Mike. Malone's goons got wind of your presence. Just swarming the place now, so either crack some skulls or tiptoe your way out. Whatever you do, just get the hell out of there.
I'm ready to blow this joint when you are. Give me a minute. I just need to...
He's gotta be here somewhere. Nobody leaves this place alive, you hear me? We're gonna get the jump on this side.
All right, Miss Price. You're coming with me.
And that's the demo. really good stuff so far. Despite the few nitpicks that I have, it really got me excited for more. So the two main things I want to see in the full game is a save system, preferably with an option to manually save a game, and the ability to lean left and right. It's still a long way to go before the game comes out, but I know that both this and Gloomwood will hit early access later this year. I'm not gonna start a series on either game before it's fully out, because things can change between early access and then, but I am considering playing them in early access. But that's it for now. I'll see you guys soon for another Thief fan mission, so thanks for watching, and take care.